Hi everyone, my name is Charnel Watkins, and today I will be discussing the informed consent form that I found online. So I basically just did a Google internet search for the form, but I decided to search in the state of Maryland. Know that it's not where I will be pursuing to receive my license, but I live in Washington, D.C., and Maryland is pretty close to D.C., so I just decided to search in Maryland. So I just want to say that I thought her form was very brief. I felt like it got straight to the point of what she was looking to inform the client about. One thing that did stick out to me was in her form, she didn't discuss the relationship between the client and the counselor. Most people, when don't know, that information, you're unaware of that information, especially if this is your first session that you have ever attended and your life, you want to have a little bit more details about what exactly is a counselor, what relationship will I have with a counselor. You don't want to think that the counselor, I'm talking to my friend or coworker about my issues, that this is a business matter, that all information is very important for the counselor. After reading the rules and regulation in my state, which is Washington, D.C. again, I found that in section 6609.2, it states that the licensed professional counselor should inform clients in writing regarding the counseling process and the counseling relationship at or before the time it begins and throughout the relationship. So because that is one of the regulations for DC, if this was my consent form, I will have to include that information prior to giving this form to my client. So that was something missing from this form. But I didn't Google the rules and regulations for Maryland, so I'm not sure if that is actually needed to be included in this form. Another thing that I found interesting was she actually included the release information and the confidentiality information, which also is needed as a regulation for Washington, D.C. That is section 6609.9. It says that all licensed counselors should keep information related to counseling service confidential unless disclosure is in the best interest of the client and is required for the welfare of others or is required by law. She states that she will only give information out unless she needs to give it out. She will only release information with the written consent of the client, which is that's what you're supposed to do as a counselor. One thing that I found that was also missing on the form was a little more detail about the counselor, her credentials and things like that. And after reading section A of the ACA Codes of Ethics, in section A2B, it says that counselors should inform clients about issues such as, but not limited to, the following: the purpose, goals, techniques, procedures, limitations, potential risk, and benefits of the service. The counselor's qualifications, credentials, and relative experience should be included, and informed consent form. But she didn't have any of that. I did do a Google search just outside of Maryland, and I did find a number of other consent forms. They have like the goals, the purpose, and different techniques that will be used, that the counselor will be using. And I found it interesting that Ms. Linhart did not include details on her form. And I think that's very important, because if it was me as a client, I would want to know, the goals that you're looking to help with. What are your goals to help as a counselor? So I found that information very needed on a consent form. And basically, I will include the consent form that I found, and also I will include the rules and regulations for the District of Columbia, so that you guys can kind of take a look and compare, what's missing, what's not missing, or basically if you thought it was okay and good to go. Thank you, and I look forward to watching you guys' videos. Thank you.